Hello everyone, Nabil6901 here, and welcome to a brand new Avengers Infinity War action figure review. Today we will be taking a look at the second figure and the Thanos Build-A-Figure line, and it's one of my other favorite heroes, the Iron Spider-Man, or Iron Spider. This is an interesting one. When they first revealed that Tony Stark would give him this armor in Spider-Man Homecoming, it was a huge geek moment for me, and I'm pretty sure many of you guys as well that's watching this video. Really happy that in Infinity War is where he's going to be able to utilize this armor or suit. And I'm glad that Hasbro has given this version of Spidey and the cinematic universe in figure form. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the packaging first, and then we'll take a look at the figure. So let's get to it. Alrighty, here's the Iron Spider package. Let's just take a look at the package really quickly and then dive into the figure. At the top, you get the Build-A-Figure Thanos logo. There you go. And then you get the Avengers logo, as well as the Ages 4 and Up logo and all that stuff. Since he doesn't have any other accessories besides the Build-A-Figure, it doesn't have a warning logo at the top. And of course, you get the bubble, and you can see clearly that it has Spider-Man and the Thanos leg. At the bottom, you get the movie logo, the character name, Hasbro logo, barcode at the bottom, an image of Iron Spider-Man on the side, which is very generic and boring looking. That kind of sucks. On the back, you get a image of the prototype figure. You get a quick, small little bio of Iron Spider-Man, and then on the bottom you get the Thanos Build-A-Figure, and then the whole wave, and the numbers of which specific part of Thanos comes with which figure. The only one that doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece is Iron Man for whatever dumb reason, but it is what it is. You get your warning logo here. Well, that's weird. Whatever. Some poses may require additional support, yada yada yada. Alright, let's open this figure up and see what he has to offer. Alright, so I got Spider-Man out of the packaging, and I gotta say, it has its ups and downs, but I do like the figure itself. But before we dive into that, let's go over the accessory that the figure comes with. Unfortunately, it only comes with one, and I don't even really want to count it as an accessory because it's just a Build-A-Figure piece, and it's the left leg of Thanos. It's a pretty freaking big leg too. I mean, just look at this. If you want to compare it to Spidey, I mean, that's ridiculous. It's huge. I mean, look at compared to his own foot. I mean, what a huge difference. But yeah, he doesn't come with extra pair of hands. No, Peter Parker head sculpt, no webs. I mean, that's normal for pretty much every single Spider-Man figure in the Marvel Legends line. We never get any webs, to attach to the figure, which I always think that's kind of silly on Hasbro's part that they don't ever provide that, because it's kind of like that's essential for Spider-Man and for a bunch of other Spider-Man figures that they've released of different outfits. Also, characters like Venom and Carnage, even though their webbing isn't, your typical web look. In some instances, some instances it looks more like the actual symbiote color itself. But yeah, I'm really not happy in the accessory department. It doesn't have any. Not even extra like mask head sculpts, with the different eyes. Like the Spider-Man Homecoming figures, they all kind of had some different and good amount of accessories, but this one is it's lacking hardcore. Another thing that it's missing too is the how the Iron Spider normally from the comics and all that stuff has the legs that comes out from his back. This one doesn't include it, but I've seen images of like I think Diamond Select Toys. They're gonna make a statue where it comes with those legs. I forgot what else I saw the other day that also included, like one of those Titan Hero versions of this figure. It's like electronic, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and it comes with a backpack where you can attach the legs to it. And I mean, I don't get it. I really don't understand why Hasbro didn't include that. They'll probably do a re-release of this exact figure with those legs. So yeah, I'm not really happy with any of that. In terms of articulation, though, the articulation is pretty good. It's not the best, but it could be better. But we'll go over it real quick. He can move his head. Oh, it popped off. He can move his head up that much, so that's great in terms of, you know, posing him into different, you know, swinging poses or diving poses, whatever. He can look down pretty well, that much. You know, full swivel all the way around. Hinged elbows, or shoulders, excuse me. He has the butterfly joints, and you guys know that if you collect the Spider-Man figures, that always helps in terms of posability. So I'm glad that they still keep going with that style of posing. He has swivel biceps, hinged, double hinged elbows, which I think that's freaking awesome. Are all the Spider-Man figures like that? See, I kind of quit collecting Marvel Legends, so I'm kind of out of the game a little bit, so you guys will have to forgive me, but that's freaking awesome. I like that a lot, that he has double hinged elbows. Hinge wrists, also they swivel. He has the ab crunch, which is always essential. Swivel waist. Hinge tips, right there. They go out that far. Swivel hips. Double hinged knees, always important, so you guys can see there. Hinged ankles with the ankle pivot. Would have been nice if they added swivel here too, but maybe that's just too much to ask for. Now going into the detail of the outfit, I like it. I'm assuming it's missing some detail because, you know, Hasbro will never fully get the spot-on details, but I like what I'm seeing. If we take a closer look here, the mask, I like it. Like Captain America, they captured the texture of the outfits nicely. The only thing that it's missing is obviously, well, I guess in this case it would be the black, or I'm sorry, it's an armor rather than a suit or a costume. So, you know, you see the outlines of the, you know, the cobwebs that surrounds the mask, but I would assume it'd have some black in it. I don't remember from the shot of Spider-Man Homecoming or even in the Avengers trailer. But yeah, in the eyes you can slightly see, like, you know, you would flicker small, you know, depending on how it emotes. But the black outline on it's cool. The mask I'm pretty happy with. When we're looking into this detail here, I like it too. It's kind of like it was actually sculpted and then it was painted. So I do like that. Mainly in the chest area. Well, I guess on the shoulders and all that too. That, of course, both red. I mean, right up here, it should match this color, but, you know, that's Hasbro for you. On the sides. Like, I love this metallic sheen to it that they added. Like, they made it look more like an armor. So, I gotta congratulate Hasbro for that. The detail going on here, it's just so cool. Like, I'm really impressed with this detail on the figure. Like, Hasbro did a pretty darn good job. It's not the best, like I said before, but it's still cool nonetheless. Spider logo on the back. Of course, because of the butterfly joints, they won't line up perfectly. But still, yeah, detail-wise, I'm really content with this for what it is. For a $20 figure, you know, I like it. And honestly, compared to the images that we've seen so far of the figure arts, this one still looks better in the department area. Especially since the figure arts is pretty much a repaint of the Homecoming figure arts figure. So it's skinny and scrawny looking. It just doesn't look as good as Spidey does in the films, or even this figure for that matter. So Hasbro has won the day in that area. Okay, so here I wanted to give a quick size comparison, how Spidey would stand next to, say, Steve Rogers. And I think it's pretty accurate. You know, he's still a teenager. He's still very young, so he still has a couple more years of growing up to do. Yeah, I think it's pretty accurate, too. I wish I had more characters to compare it with, but I don't, because, again, I don't really collect Marvel Legends anymore. But I think they stand accordingly, so that's pretty good. I think Marvel did a pretty darn good job in this area here too. So pretty much my final thoughts are it's an okay figure. It's definitely not worth the $20 price point, even though it has some nice detail. You know, for the money that we pay for, I think we can all agree that it definitely could have had plenty of more accessories. That's mainly my biggest gripe. Is that I mean, it doesn't cost them to add a couple extra hands. Um, if they don't want to add a head sculpt, that's fine. But several hands, where it's like a couple fisted hands, maybe even a couple relaxed hands, some webbing. I think that Hasbro really needs to start adding some webbing, if need be, for Spider-Man. I mean, he's freaking Spider-Man. Like, does he swing with nothing? You know, like, it's just retarded. Or again, if they don't want to add webbing, you know, the legs that Iron Spider uses to get around and fight and all that stuff, I mean, that definitely is essential to this specific figure. So in that area, I'm not really content with this. I don't really think it's worth $20. You know, a lot of you guys, I would assume, could wait either till they release it again, maybe later on with other accessories, or maybe in some sort of pack where it'll have some extra accessories, plus maybe even a Peter Parker head sculpt, like the Toys R Us exclusive Spider-Man Homecoming set that brought Iron Man, that came with Iron Man and Spider-Man, and it had a Peter Parker head sculpt. Just those things out there, you know, the Thanos Build-A-Figure piece isn't enough. So I wouldn't pick this up right away unless you're a big fan of Spidey. In my case, it was just kind of like the hype of the film, plus the first time we get a cinematic universe Iron Spider figure. It's kind of like, oh, I really needed it. But then as soon as I got it, I'm like, oh, well, crap. You know, so yeah, it was kind of a impulse buy, but you know, all of us fall into that trap. So yeah. But I mean, share your thoughts by commenting down below. Tell me what you guys think. Is it worth it or is it not? You know, I think there's plenty of other figures in this line, or in this specific wave, that's worth it. I completely passed on the Iron Man of this wave. I'm not going to be reviewing that because it, you know, it had some cool accessories, but the detail just, it was so bland. It, you know, the armor looked very plasticky. It didn't have a nice look to it, in my opinion. I like the armor itself, just not the Hasbro figure version of it. So I passed on that completely. Plus, it doesn't bring a Build-A-Figure piece, so I don't really need it. But yeah, like I said, comment down below and tell me what you guys think about this, guys. Give this video a nice like if you enjoyed the film. Subscribe to my channel for many more Marvel figures that I plan to review in the future. And follow me on my social media accounts, both Facebook and Twitter, at Nabil6901. So stick around, because next I will be reviewing Proxima Midnight. Until the next review, my friends, take care and have a good one.